Have you ever looked up at the night sky, at the countless stars scattered across the cosmic ocean, and wondered if it's all real? This is a question that has captivated thinkers for millennia, but today, it has a decidedly modern twist. The idea is simple, yet profound. What if our universe, with all its galaxies, stars, planets, and even our own consciousness, is nothing more than an incredibly advanced computer simulation? It sounds like science fiction, a story you might see in a movie. Yet some of the most brilliant minds on our planet are taking this possibility seriously. The notion suggests that a civilization far more advanced than our own created our reality, much like we create virtual worlds in video games, only theirs is infinitely more complex and detailed. The philosopher Nick Bostrom presented a compelling argument that pushes this idea from mere fantasy into the realm of statistical probability. His logic goes something like this. Imagine a future where humanity, or some other intelligent species, develops the technology to create ancestor simulations. These would be hyper-realistic simulations of their past, complete with conscious beings who believe their world is the real one. If a civilization reaches this technological maturity, they would likely run billions upon billions of these simulations. If that's the case, then statistically speaking, it is far more likely that we are one of the countless simulated minds than one of the few original base reality beings. It's a numbers game on a cosmic scale. Think about the video games we play today. We started with simple dots bouncing on a screen in games like Pong. Now we have sprawling, open-world environments with breathtaking graphics and non-player characters who follow their own daily routines. We can simulate weather patterns, complex physics, and even social interactions within these digital realms. The characters inside these games have no idea they exist on a hard drive, their entire world governed by lines of code. If our own technological progress in simulation is any guide, it's not a huge leap to imagine a future civilization creating a simulation as rich and intricate as the universe we perceive around us. The only difference is the processing power. This isn't just a philosophical thought experiment. It's a question that touches the very fabric of our existence. If we are living inside a simulation, who are the programmers? What is their purpose for running this cosmic simulation? Are we part of a scientific experiment, a historical reenactment, or perhaps just a form of entertainment for a being whose intelligence we cannot even begin to fathom? These questions challenge our most fundamental assumptions about reality, our place in the cosmos, and what it truly means to be human. The universe has always presented us with mysteries, but this one asks us to question the mystery solver itself, our own perception of what is real. When we peer deep into the heart of matter, the universe starts to behave in very strange ways, almost as if it's following a different set of rules than the world we experience every day. This is the realm of quantum mechanics. On this tiny subatomic scale, particles don't have a definite location until we measure them. They exist in a haze of probabilities, a cloud of potential. An electron can be in multiple places at once, a phenomenon called superposition. It's only when we observe it, when we interact with it, that it chooses a single state. This is bizarre. It's almost as if the universe doesn't bother to render the fine details until a conscious observer demands to see them, saving computational resources. This quantum weirdness brings us to another fascinating field, information theory. This theory suggests that at its most fundamental level, everything in the universe can be described as information. Your body, the chair you're sitting on, the distant stars, all of it can be broken down into bits, the same ones and zeros that power our digital world. Every particle, every force, every interaction can be seen as a form of data processing. When a particle changes its state, it's like a bit flipping from a 0 to a 1. This perspective transforms the cosmos from a collection of physical stuff into a vast, unfolding computation. The universe isn't just like a computer, it might actually be one. This leads directly to the idea of digital physics. If the universe is fundamentally made of information, then the laws of physics that govern it could be seen as an algorithm. The Big Bang wasn't just an explosion of matter and energy, but the moment the cosmic computer was switched on and the program began to run. The speed of light, which we consider the ultimate speed limit in the universe, could be the processing speed of this cosmic computer. Even space and time themselves might not be smooth and continuous, but made of tiny, indivisible units like the pixels on a screen. Our reality could be a high-resolution simulation, but a simulation nonetheless. So, when we look at the strange, probabilistic nature of the quantum world, and the idea that all matter is just information, the simulation hypothesis starts to seem less like a wild guess and more like a plausible explanation. The universe behaves as if it's being calculated, not just existing. Its laws are mathematical, its foundation is informational, and its smallest components are fuzzy and uncertain until observed. These are not the features we would expect from a solid, objective, base reality. Instead, they are telltale signs that we might be living inside a grand computational system, a ghost in a magnificent cosmic machine. For centuries, philosophers have grappled with a fundamental question. How can we be sure that what we perceive is the true nature of reality? Our entire experience of the world is filtered through our senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. These senses send electrical signals to our brain, which then constructs a model of the world around us. But this model is not the world itself, it is an interpretation. We never directly experience reality. We only experience our brain's version of it. This gap between perception and reality has always been a central puzzle in our quest for understanding, making us wonder if the world out there is anything like what we imagine inside our minds. This age-old philosophical problem gains new life in the context of the simulation hypothesis. If our consciousness is the product of brain activity, and that brain is part of a simulated universe, then our thoughts and feelings are ultimately just complex patterns of information being processed. The programmers of the simulation wouldn't need to simulate an entire universe in painstaking detail. They would only need to simulate the information that our brains receive. As long as the simulation is consistent and convincing to the conscious minds within it, it is, for all intents and purposes, real to them. Your reality is what your brain tells you it is, regardless of the source of the signals. Interestingly, this radical modern idea finds echoes in many ancient spiritual and philosophical traditions from around the world. In Hinduism, the concept of Maya describes the physical world as a powerful illusion, a cosmic magic show that tricks us into believing the transient world is the ultimate reality. Similarly, in Islamic philosophy, dunya refers to the temporal material world, which is seen as a fleeting and deceptive place that distracts from a higher, more significant spiritual reality. These traditions, born thousands of years ago, seem to have arrived at a similar conclusion without the language of computers and code, suggesting a deep human intuition that our perceived reality might be a veil. Perhaps the most famous of these ancient analogies is Plato's allegory of the cave. He described prisoners chained in a cave, able to see only the shadows of objects projected on a wall. For them, these flickering shadows are the entirety of reality. They have no concept of the real objects or the fire casting the shadows, let alone the world outside the cave. This is a powerful metaphor for our own condition. Are we the prisoners, mistaking the shadows, our sensory perceptions, for the true form of existence? The simulation hypothesis is, in a way, Plato's cave updated for the digital age. The shadows are data, the wall is our perception, and the world outside might just be the base reality of the programmers. So where does this leave us, floating on our pale blue dot in a possibly simulated cosmos? The idea that our reality is not what it seems is both unsettling and exhilarating. On one hand, it could mean that our struggles, our triumphs, and even the laws of physics are part of a pre-written program, robbing us of our free will and cosmic significance. Are we merely characters in a divine video game, our lives playing out according to a script we cannot see? This thought can feel profoundly diminishing, as if our entire existence is a cosmic charade. It challenges our sense of purpose and the meaning we find in our relationships, our achievements, and our exploration of the universe. On the other hand, this possibility opens up a universe of new questions and exciting prospects. If we are in a simulation, could we find a way to detect it? Scientists are actively looking for clues, for glitches in the matrix. Perhaps there are inconsistencies in the laws of physics at extreme energies, or patterns in cosmic ray distributions that look suspiciously non-random. Finding such a glitch would be the single greatest discovery in the history of science. It would be like a character in a video game, finding the edge of their world, a crack in the digital sky. The discovery wouldn't end our story. It would begin an entirely new chapter of cosmic exploration. Furthermore, if our universe is a simulation, it implies that consciousness can be created from information. It suggests that what we are, our thoughts, our love, our curiosity, can be replicated. This could mean that creating artificial consciousness is not just possible, but a natural step in the evolution of any intelligent civilization. It may even offer a path to a form of immortality, a way to upload our own consciousness and escape the biological limitations of our bodies. The simulation hypothesis transforms our understanding of life itself, suggesting that it is a pattern of information that can, in principle, exist on different substrates, be it carbon-based biology or silicon-based computation. Ultimately, we do not know if we live in a simulation. It remains a fascinating, speculative idea at the very edge of our scientific and philosophical understanding. But asking the question is what matters. It forces us to be humble. It reminds us that the universe is probably far stranger and more wonderful than we can currently imagine. Whether our reality is the base level of existence or a sophisticated piece of code, our cosmic quest remains the same: to explore, to question, and to understand our place in the grand cosmic story. The journey of discovery is the destination, no matter how many layers of reality we have to peel back to find the truth.